Hey, you guys. Whew, I think this is what people in my life didn't want me to do. They wanted me to stay on the surface and push, 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 and go, 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 because that's what Leos do. And I just got my Leo crown back from underground, where Spirit had to have me hide it because people were fighting over it. Now, you could be a fixed energy sign like me. You could be a Leo, a sun sign, Leo, Scorpio, Taurus, or Aquarius, right? So I was telling you, you're like the shiny things, and you don't have to do anything to be the shiny thing. Everybody knows the sun is up in the sky. Everybody knows that sun is going to rise like fucking clockwork. Now, depending on the elements, we may or may not be able to benefit from what the sun is bringing to the table, but best believe that the sun's gonna rise and do its fucking job for God. That's period. So I'm getting ready to get into the cards. This is one of those readings where it's going to kind of be in depth, and I got to go into some things that I feel like people just really did not want to be seen, or they didn't want to bring it to the surface, but they also didn't want to handle themselves, and then they want to try to project it onto everyone else and not deal with it or heal it themselves. And so that was causing issues. And so Spirit, I literally, like, I'm feeling so good, I'm ready. I don't care about the sun being out. I'll be the sun. My sun is my sunshine. We got this. Like, we could really get out here and do this. But Spirit was holding on to my legs, holding on to my feet. Like, be still, because it's something here that I want you to see and that I want you to illuminate. So, we going in. We going in. We going in instead of up. People just want to go up and blow up and get all the money. That's people just money hungry. What the fuck does it matter if you get the money and you lose it again in another year? If you get the house and you lose it again in another year? If you get the car and you lose it again in another year? What difference does it make? What really needs to change is the energy, because the energy is what is attracting these unwanted situations and circumstances to all of us. So this is how I be talking to myself, and Spirit told me, go ahead and go live and let them hear you say it out loud, because it's therapeutic for me. Why wouldn't it be for my collective? You guys vibe with my energy. I'm assuming that's why you're here and why you've subscribed, and if not, make sure you do that before you exit the live. All right, y'all. We're going to get into it. School is in session for everybody, me included. All praise to the Most High, above and below. All others must go. Let's do this. We're going to start with the shadows. We're going to start from the bottom. You got to get it out the mud. Let's start from the bottom and work our way up the scale. No chat. No chat right now. I'm really not in the mood to talk to anybody but my son, God, and a few other people whose name I shall not even mention. But they probably know who they are. All right. We have Venomous Garden. Someone's using something shiny. Someone's using something shiny or something that looks good to appease someone else or to make something look a certain way. But that's not really what's occurring. That's not really what's going on. There's something else that's happening behind the scenes. There's something more that needs to be explored. Like someone's trying to maybe even portray themselves a certain way, or someone is wanting. This could be someone who's envious. That means you could look good on the outside, but there could be someone that's afraid that you have something ugly you're hiding in the inside. And on the flip side of that, there is someone who actually is hiding something that is pretty ugly, or there's something that they need to heal or they're ashamed of, but they're trying to put their best foot forward, or they're trying to give you something sweet smelling. Maybe they're like love dumping on you, or they have all these good things to say about you superficially, when the deeper things, the things that actually matter, there's nothing being illuminated about that. Like there's somebody here who has a lot of red flags, or there's someone who wants you to appear to have a lot of red flags, so they're trying to get you to behave or move in a way that would make you appear to be toxic, even if you aren't. And that could be poking, triggering, taunting, teasing, trying to get a reaction out of you, trying to skew someone's viewpoint of you or change the viewpoint of you. How about I shake the room? That's what I'm hearing. I feel like somebody illuminated something for someone, and it did. It pushed them, it sparked them right into action. A specific action that they intended for them to take, because they wanted this person to get back in their place, get back in their seat, get back doing what they intend to do, be themselves. It's like trying to get somebody back in their body. So it's a lot of people moving out of body, not on purpose, not because they wanted to. They're trying to gain access to people, situations, rooms, information that they are not privy to. Man, I never thought I'd say this to another. I used to hate when my stepmother would say it to me. But when we would get in a car sometimes, and she would just hop on that freeway, and we were like driving for quite a while, I would be like, where are we going? Like, she never gave me, and I do feel like it's a common decency. I do it for my son, and I know I don't have to. And sometimes it makes it to the point where he won't want to go, and I'll end up either having to fight with him, make him go while he's crying, whiny, or if it's not really something that's important, I'll end up having to sacrifice and not go, do it later, because I exposed where we're going. But for me, it's a courtesy, and it's one that was held back for me when I was younger. So my stepmother would say, just sit back and enjoy the ride. Where are we going? Just sit back and enjoy the ride. When will we be there? Just sit back and enjoy the ride. Are we there yet? No. Just sit back and enjoy the ride. Like, that was it. And it was basically because I didn't have a choice. So there could be a situation in your life, a responsibility that you have, a commitment that you've made. This is not like a soul tie or a soul contract or destiny or fate trying to control things. You are the one that said this is what you want to do, or this is who you want to be. And then you pretty much gave it to God or spirit, the universe, to show you how the fuck to do it. Your higher self, you asked for help. 9/11 is on the clock. Somebody asked for help. They didn't know what to do. So help was initiated for you. So I feel like this could be a rerouting energy, because you got into a situation, or you ended up in a situation because you were in a car, maybe one that you did not ask the right questions before you got in. You didn't check to see what was really going on, what was in that energy. You didn't go deep enough. You didn't trust yourself. You chose to be kind, and you chose to be nice. Hate that word, because nice sucks. It means you're putting someone else's need or necessity above your own, someone else's opinion above your own. Why would you do that? Especially because my readings are for adults. Why would you do that? Why does their opinion matter more than yours? Why is it more concrete? If it is, then you should have some facts about why that's so. And that's actually beautiful because it means you're humble enough to accept when you're wrong and to learn something different. But if you don't have any concrete facts, then why are you buying into that? Why would you let somebody else change what you believe to be true? What you believe you should do? So I don't like the word nice, and I hate and I kind of reprimand myself when I am too nice because I have a tendency to be. Kind is different. Kind is just fair, it's just balance, it's just tempered, it's just alignment. Take it how you want it. But it was the kindest thing I could do within my authenticity. It's the kindest way I could say the most truthful thing. It's the kindest way that I could be real with you, or I could be my personal truth, or I could hold on to my integrity, or I could keep my head up, or I could survive, or I could be happy and still be decent, fair towards you. That was the best that I could do. So kind is good enough. Nice is extra. And I'm gonna say, my opinion is that nice is for people who are nice to you. So you go the extra mile, you do a little extra, okay? You bend, down a little bit. Put them first because they do that for you. Or because it's your responsibility to do that. For me, children get that, whether they give it or not. It doesn't mean I'm not going to teach him to, but he's always going to get that from me, my child. All right, so anyway, back to the reading. Venomous Garden and wisdom, experience, and hidden knowledge. So you have the knowledge, you have the clarity, you have the experience and the wisdom to get out of the situation that you're in. But the reason why you're still in the situation is because you have people that you're still giving trust to or giving the benefit of the doubt to. And those people, they've already revealed themselves to you. Red flags. But you keep going back, and it's because beyond this door here where you leave those people behind, or at least you leave the energetic tie and connection to you, which could affect you personally, how you think, how you feel, and eventually how you move, what you do. So it could affect your physical life. Your connection to these individuals, it has already affected your physical life before. You know that it can do it again. It's affected you mentally on some level, or emotionally on some level, or physically on some level, or in all ways. So you already know. This ain't the way to go. When you are here, when you do have to deal with these individuals, be it a family member, coworker, or if it, friends are really optional. Is it really a friend? But if you feel as if you still need to honor that connection, you could be loyal to a fault. I actually respect people like that. But I wish they were more open-minded. Because they deserve better. That's what I would say. But they are probably some of the most humble individuals that you'll ever meet. A little too humble, in my personal opinion, after my experience of, 40 years here. So... But anyway, these are the people that you've already caught the red flags, and you've already changed your ways, and you've already disconnected these cords, and you've already decided that on this subject or in this particular situation in your life, you have to be the eyes. You have to be the ears. You have to be decisive. You have to wear the pants. You have to be in control of yourself and how you move, because you do get a say. And it can be your way. And these are people who smile or pretend that everything is all good, but behind the scenes, all kinds of venomous things. And they hide. They hide behind lies. Sometimes lies that make them glow. They feel good, but the what they're feeling good about is not even real. It's not even true. So they like to put up a front in order to connect with you, and you could actually be the real thing. That could be as simple as people who are pretending to be happy. I mean, it's not their fault. The world is conditioned that way. Just put a smile on your face. You can't work a customer service. Well, they do. They do it, but we scold them. Oh, we talk about them. Why you still work here if you can't, get another job or find something else to do? They're just authentic as hell. They so tired. This is the other job. This probably was the last job that they could do. And it's hard for them to put on a fake smile. And at some point, it becomes so difficult that you can't even do it. But these are people that are still barely keeping that mask up. They're putting that smile on. But they ain't really happy for real. And you may be the one person in this circumstance or situation, community or group, where your smile is real. The way you're looking on the outside is actually how you feel. Not because you had to put your best foot forward because God needed you to, or because your job requires you to, or because you can't get no respect if you don't, or you don't get no check if you don't, or nobody wants to see you if you don't, or you don't like yourself if you don't. I just mean that you did what you really wanted to do, because it was it would have taken everything within you not to do it. It was just your fucking authenticity. So somebody is walking around here in full out authenticity, but you have found yourself in a space where you're getting a lot of reflections that are not in that same energy. And it's not that they're doing something wrong, it's that you're in the wrong space. And you may have help trying to keep you there. That's why they're smiling and acting weird and doing these extra things. It's because something about their reality looks better, or they feel better when you're here. But this is a trap for you. And what's activated could be your fear, because you are moving through this door to the unknown. And some of these connections that you have with these individuals, though they have been red flagged, you may still want some level of a connection with these individuals, or you need to maintain some level of trust. Like, you need to be able to empathize with them just enough to work with them, cooperate with them, be kind, okay? There's some reason here, and there's some fear that if you walk through this gate, all of this will go away. All of these people will go away. And I think that's just fear, which means that that's not really the truth. The people that are meant for you always come back to you. They're always there, but you can only get better from them when you're better. So keeping yourself somewhere mentally or emotionally or physically that is not honoring your true beliefs, it does not make anything better. It doesn't help you heal. It just holds you back. It keeps things exactly where they're at. And even though you think you're moving forward, you're really on a hamster wheel. You're just going around and around and around, just the same thing. So you'll start to see that your life mimics a cycle. It feels like people are saying the same things that they always say. They're doing the same things that they always do. It's starting to feel like the Truman Show. If you're that one person that is moving authentically, but you're in a situation where people are not. But they're trying to, and they're being nice to you. But it's mostly because they don't want you to go. They don't want you to move forward. Mentally, emotionally, physically, doesn't matter, but however you affect them, your movement forward, for them, it feels as if it would affect them negatively. And it could just be jealousy. Oh my God, if you succeed or if you do this, it means this about me. Oh my God, if you move forward and you leave, it's gonna look like this for me. Oh my God, you see what I'm saying? All right, so let's see. Somebody here does have the key, or they have the information. I was also hearing people were trying to rush this person to get this information, and they're not even the ones that's driving. They're not even the ones that have put in anything here. Or if they have, they're of no value or no use because they're drunk off of some other substance, or they're under the influence of something that is changing how they move. So they're not even moving authentically. So it doesn't matter if they have something to add, or if they could be the key, if they could make all this better, it doesn't matter. It's like they're compromised. All right, one more from this shadow deck. Okay, yeah, we got the light. Guidance, illumination, and hope. Everybody should be sipping from this authentic person's cup. It doesn't mean that they'll have access to it. It doesn't mean that that's somebody that will want you to. I'm just saying that they could be of value to you, rather they're like willingly. I'm not saying this is somebody that's willingly like 2 of cups. Oh yeah, let's toast, or oh, we're friends, or oh, I love you, or I like you. I'm saying that how this person moves, their mirror reflection to you, whether it's one that you want to see or you don't want to see, is giving you clarity. You could learn from them, and likely you could learn how to get out of whatever you have found yourself in. So there is somebody that may be the key to what it is that you're experiencing, but that also means you're going to have to swallow a measure of your ego in order to be able to see the truth of what their behavior or what their actions are really telling you outside of the ego blow. So the ego blow is what makes us shallow. We can't take it. That's just surface level only. And there's a lot of people that cannot take a blow to the ego. Most of the people around you right now that you're currently dealing with cannot take an ego blow. But when you get out of the situation, scenario, mentally, emotionally, you'll start to see people resurface who can. And that means that they're healed. They're more healed internally. So those connections are more healthy, more longer lasting. So there could be people right now that could give you or operate in a better frequency than they currently are, but they may be using other things to mask the fact that they're not where you're at, instead of actually doing the work. All right, let's get the tea. I'm just gonna move around. I said we was gonna move up the scale. Yeah, we just gonna keep moving up with the decks. I am gonna get a little bit of this, and then I'm gonna go to tarot, and then we'll come back to this deck because the tea got everything. High vibrational, low vibrational, it's got it all. All right, Spirit, what's the venomous garden? People dealing with envious people. We got on the move. On the move. People got to get moving. They got to get active. You could be the person that really don't need to do anything. Your bags could already be packed. You're already where you're supposed to be at, and you're literally kind of waiting on other people to do the same work that you've done, or to get into the same place where they can see the sun, the fun, the good times, the positive side of life, where they're ready to talk about the things that they are excited about or happy about, or to just be their true authenticity. You could be waiting for others to meet you in that energy. For some of you, you're holding yourself back. I mean, you could literally pick up your bag and you could walk into that light on your own. You could finish. It's like a few steps here before you get there. So some of you are at the end of a tunnel. You're at the end of a dark night of the soul, or at the end of some kind of cycle or situation in your life, and you literally could just move up these last few steps by yourself and exit the cycle. But for some of you, you have a fear, or you just don't want to do it alone. So you're okay. You must be comfy where you're at, or things are going good where you're at, so you're not in a rush to get out of this particular cycle that you're in. Now, the people who are envious, they are in a rush. That's the thing. Where they're at currently is not comfortable, or they don't feel good about it, or they don't like it. So, because it says peak grind, no rest for the weak. That's what I was saying. Some people are fully operating in their ego. So the ego is taking all kind of blows, which is slowing them down mentally and emotionally because they're not built up internally to handle what it is that they're receiving. And for the majority, you're getting back whatever the fuck you put out. So if you can't handle it, then you shouldn't have dished it. And that could be the lesson. That could be how, personally, you could speed things up. But it says fully booked, time maximized, unstoppable momentum, and no time for nonsense. I feel like that's you. You're the person that is comfortable, happy with where you are, and you're already packed and ready to go. But you're not, it's not just anybody. So you're not like desperate. It's not like you can't go to the next cycle because you don't have this and you don't have that and you're really codependent and you gotta have somebody else to do it with you, or I can't do this if I don't have a man, or if I don't have a woman, or if I don't have my friends, or if I don't have family. Like, I can't make this move. You're independent, actually, because it says that you don't have time for nonsense. So it's a bunch of people that could come, but if they not packed light with one bag and ready to go like you're not interested. So just, it's not like anybody would do for whatever this is that you're moving towards. You're on a certain path. You must have a specific goal, or you have a vision in mind for your life. So people have to be aligned with that energy. Otherwise, they'll be spitting venom, pessimism, darkness, their hatred, their disbelief, their non-belief, their pessimism, their grief, their past wounds and issues, and this never worked for me, and this is all my life I had to, all of that type of energy. That's what they would bring to the table. And you know what that would do? Blot out the light. That light would get smaller and smaller, and the stairs would seem farther and more before you got to that door to get out of this cycle. So somebody's done this before. It's like it's right there. So they need somebody, or they're waiting for somebody specifically, and the people currently that they're being hit with, these people they're not there yet. So you could move. If this is you, I'm getting, you already are taking action, but there's more action that you could take. But it feels like you may have chosen to take rest on purpose, or for some of you, you did get wrapped up in this mess and you have no choice but to rest because you were eating on this toxic waste, or taking these fake fucking flowers that really smell like shit, or you were eating this rotten fruit and listening to it. You were taking some of these ego blows, so now you have to build yourself back up all over again with these so-called family members and friends. We give a whole lot of excuses and benefit of the doubts. I mean, we bleed out quite a bit for people just off of how long they've known us, or whether or not we share blood. That's it. Anybody else, they could not get away with it. Even someone that you let enter your body, or someone you enter their body, they can't get away with that. But someone who has the same DNA as you, or someone who you've known for a certain amount of years, that person can get away with murder over and over and over again. I'm really not giving my opinion of whether that's right or wrong. I'm just trying to put things into perspective for everybody, because I feel like there's something to be seen in all of it. Maybe there needs to be a little more empathy and opportunities for people who you give such close access to your heart, to your mind, to your body. Maybe they deserve to get just as much respect or automatic benefit of the doubt as the people who you would not let get that close to you. I mean, these are people who are putting their tongue in your mouth, right? I don't know, maybe just, you know, something to think about when it comes to dating. Who are we dating? Who are we marrying? Or it could be the other way around. Like maybe it's okay to put down some ground rules, to have a few more boundaries, to stop taking so much toxic, you know, shit. Hold on one second. Take so much toxic shit and bad behavior and just be okay with it just because they got our blood, or just because we've known them for some, you know, amount of years. But that takes a new way of thinking. All right, give me a second. Okay. What's wisdom, experience, and hidden knowledge? Someone reads a lot of books and they keep trying to throw this book to you. Yeah, we have Yes Sir. Clout driven. It says a dick rider, someone who only agrees, supports, or follows to gain status, visibility, or favor, not because they genuinely believe in it. So there's somebody around you that's like, oh yeah, I'm all for you. I believe in what you're saying. Yes, you know, I for a long time, or this is exactly what I've been, oh, you know, like they're all into whatever it is that you're doing. Somebody has someone here, but they're fake. They're fake and they're phony. What they're looking for is some kind of recognition, or they're looking for, and there's nothing wrong with that. They're looking for recognition. They're looking for a way out. They're looking to get to the top. You know, what I'm saying is they're being fake and phony about their true beliefs, intentions, motives, desires. So this is someone who would appear to be very close to you, or they want to get very close to you. They want to be someone you can trust, but their desires and intentions are selfish, self-focused. And it's almost as if they're like, it says dick rider, like they're literally riding you or on your jock, or they're mimicking you. It's not, it's like, I like to say that somebody who, what is it? Imitation is the sincerest form of flattery. But some of these people are not flattered by the fact that you did it first, or they're not flattered by, they're not flattered. They're envious. They're jealous. They're upset. They aren't inspired by you. They're more so tired of the fact that you keep getting to something, or you keep doing something before them. So it takes a lot out of them. Like this person looks like, ugh, like a worm, a snake. It's like they're holding a lot of, they hold back so much. They're not real. They're not being real at all. They're not owning up to how they really feel. They probably look weird to you when they act like this. It's like you don't recognize them. They're completely out of their senses. They're not being themselves at all. It may be difficult for you to deal with this person, but I'm getting that you already know what to do. It says wisdom, experience, and hidden knowledge. You know how to handle this situation. This is maybe someone that you always have to end up giving the raw, honest truth, or this is someone you just have to disconnect from for a time period until you know how to say it. Because for some of you, it could be like a tricky situation. You may work for this person. You have to find a way to say what you want to say, but pretending that you're okay with everything that they want from you, that's not the way to do it. It's not enough. Like being fake could be causing you issues. Hold on one second. Actually, being fake will always cause you issues. Okay. Where were we at? Fake will always cause issues. What's skeleton? Okay. And being fake, we're used to using that and doing that because it does patch up things in the moment. But the effect that it has on us in the long run, that is never worth it. It's never worth it. In fact, if you have the ability to slow things down in the very moment that you feel like you're put into a position where it would be inappropriate or not professional or uncooperative, it just would be, you fear that it would have an unwanted reaction if you were to be honest, or you were to be transparent, or you were to be authentic. If you can slow things down, a lot of times what will come to mind is a way that you can be real without getting that, like, your mind can work around whatever that fear is that you have. There's a way to do it. There's always a way to do it. And sometimes you can't slow it down, so you have to give yourself grace and forgiveness, and then you also have to understand the repercussions of not being your authenticity. So you may get back some things, or some things may go a certain way for you. You may feel a certain way after the fact, but the sooner you can let go of that, the sooner you can get back on track with your authenticity. Because a lot of times what happens is those kind of interactions or situations, you're haunted days later, moments later. You're still replaying the conversation. You're still replaying what they said, what they did, how you could have handled it, what you should have said, what you should have did. And shoulda, woulda, coulda is not going to get you anywhere. It's going to keep you stuck. So that's a lot of energy that you're putting back into something that is, it's a moment that already passed. It's dead and gone. So all you can do is know who you want to be and how you want to move for the next time. And then just keep executing that. Somebody here, I do feel, someone could have been watching The Secret, or you're learning about the different dimensions that we simultaneously exist in and operate through, and how your alignment can help you move smoothly in all of them simultaneously. So some of you are like deliberately manifesting your life, and things tend to, the majority of the time, go the way that you saw it going in your mind, unless you get off track, unless you get held back. And sometimes getting held back isn't bad. You could be in a cycle. Like I said, for somebody, you're in a cycle in your life where things are just fine, actually. You really don't have much reason to complain, unless it's a day or a moment in time where you are thinking about what's ahead of you. You're looking at that tunnel. But for a lot of you, you like your home. So even if this was like you going to a vacation or going on a vacation, you could keep pushing that back week after week, month after month, year after year. Why? Because you actually like it where you are. You actually like, your life. You kind of feel like you're on vacation the majority of the time. So now this is still wonderful. I love going to Vegas, but I also want to go like to the Bahamas or to Hawaii. So I want to get out of the country. It's still beautiful. It's always going to be beautiful. Cayman Islands, these places are always going to be beautiful. But if your life is already beautiful to you, or the experience that you're trying to create when you get there, what you're headed to, what you're paying for, is something that you've managed to create for yourself on some level, or at least a few days out of the week, then you see how the urgency kind of goes away. So it's not always bad to get comfortable where you are, or to keep kind of reliving the same thing. It just matters how it feels to you. If you want out, then you have to change something. If you like what you're living, then keep it as it is, But there's somebody who does not like the way that things are. That's why we have crying in a corner, need for privacy to release, emotional pain, feeling vulnerable, reverting back to their childhood. So they're not good. They're not good, and they're not happy, and they're not in a happy place, and they're finding other ways to, fill this void. Someone could be over drinking or using some kind of substance, and for some of you, like I said, they're just like energy. They're getting drunk off of other people's energy, any way to escape what they're currently living. So I do feel as if this is someone who needs empathy, because no one would stay in this situation or continue this if they felt truly that they could see their way out. So someone just may not have the same experiences that you had. It doesn't mean that they're not wise, but they just may not be knowledgeable in this particular situation in their life. And actually, whatever is holding them back, it's not going to be at the bottom of a glass or a bottle or the bottom of that blunt even. It's not going to give it to you. Even the deepest of connection is not going to give it to you. For somebody, that's healing is from your childhood. It's a wound that you have to let go of. It's a fear. For some of you, it's fear of abandonment here. You may even have fear of the unknown. That's what I'm getting to. Even if what's ahead of you seems like it's gonna be great, you still fear that there are some situations, because everything isn't so bad in the past. As a matter of fact, this is a dark card, but it's a very beautiful card. I mean, red and black are actually some beautiful colors, but they do, carry some undertones. Okay, but it doesn't mean that it's not cozy or warm or comfortable. But for somebody, their comfort zone may just really not be so good anymore for their authenticity. So their comfort zone is in not being their truth, giving people what they want to see instead of actually being who they want to be or doing what they want to do. And that's when it becomes toxic or unhealthy for you. It's not just comfortable. You're trying to please somebody else so much that you're like getting outside of yourself. You're not even being yourself anymore, just so this person can be happy or just so these people can accept you. So you're losing yourself in a situation. And that's not healthy for anybody. So it doesn't matter if you're fearful or if you're excited or so excited that you become anxious and scared, and then you just kind of just sit there and just want to think about it but not really do it yet. Like for somebody, the next step could be you don't need to, it's not necessary, or you really want to, it's right there, but you have these fears. But on whatever level, there must be something here that I feel like somebody needs to heal. And it has to do with maybe you're the one that needs to give empathy to yourself about your childhood. It could be someone who's blaming themselves for why someone left, or blaming someone else for why they felt like they needed to leave, or maybe being afraid again that you're not going to have what you once had before. So there is a door that's closing, and you may have fear, even though it looks like it's bright. You can have people in your ear telling you, I promise you, everything's going to be all right on the other side. I promise you. It's only getting better. And you really, truly believe it. But there is a part of you where there was a moment where you thought that something was really good, and it looked like it could only get better, and then it went the other direction. You lost something you didn't want to lose. Someone left or someone disconnected that you didn't want to. So you have a fear of change. You have a fear of evolving. You have a fear of growth. And when you operate or you connect with other people who benefit off of you not growing, outgrowing them, or you maturing or getting to another level that they don't even feel that they're ready for, like, that causes a lot of tension. It causes tension for you too, because now you're carrying the burden of how they will emotionally feel if you go ahead and be you, if you be happy. And nobody should carry that. And for a lot of us as children, that's what we carried, that if we did this, we were going to make them sad, or we were going to make them, we're going to make our parents sad, or we're going to make, one parent more happy than the other, or. So you learn to prioritize other people's needs to be happy over your own desire to be happy. That's something that I went through as a child. I can be transparent with that. I went through that as a child, and I had a lot of different people who chipped in to raise me, because my mom died when I was born. But I had like aunts who raised me. I had an uncle and an aunt who wanted to adopt me, so they kind of stepped in quite a bit as a couple, like a presence of both the mother and the father at the same time. I still had my dad, and then my dad eventually got married. I had a stepmother as well. So, and I had another aunt who raised me like her daughter. So I had a lot of different people to please, and they weren't always on the same page. They didn't always like each other or see each other in the same way, and so I often felt conflicted or pulled to not like one over the other, or to try to fit in with each side of the family group, until I got old enough to really see which ones were negative for me. Like, it wasn't always, some sides of the family appreciated differences without having to like put the other person down or make them less than them. So I didn't feel comfortable in situations where they would talk about the people that were closest to me, the people that I really loved and cared about. I didn't like that energy. I didn't like those words. I didn't like what they were insinuating. And on the other side, I really wished that other family members who were really nice and really kind towards others, that they would have told me more of the truth, that they were going through some of the very same things that I was going through, and they understood. So with my child, I try to make sure that I correct what I feel went wrong with me. So this could be a situation here where you're trying to correct something, or that's what you need to do. It could be that's your way of healing yourself, is to do it for your child. Be better than, even if you had the greatest parents in the world, be better than what they did for you, because you still have some issues. There's something that you could say about the way you were raised, or something you could say about the past job and the way that they did you. If you're a boss now at another job, or you're doing the position that somebody once had over you, there is always something to learn from what you went through that you can apply right now to make it easier or better for them, so that they don't have to go through what you went through. And in doing that for them, you do it for you too. So somebody, your way to get out of a situation could be helping another, or it could be implementing it for another. And it doesn't always feel good. Sometimes it's you that has to cry, or you that has to, feel some type of way. And it's okay. Especially if that moment of having those tears is going to release you and help you to move forward, because the next card is the light. The guidance is there for you. The blueprint is there for you. Even what you desire, for a lot of you, your hope is right there on the other side waiting for you. All of the illumination, the clarity, everything that you're looking for, this light here, somebody really wants this, but they're not moving on it. And I don't know if it makes me question whether or not you're really comfortable. Because if you were, then this would not even be an issue. So there is somebody that's pretending. There's a lot of pretending. And it just may be because you're around a lot of people who don't mind pretending. And you think you have to too. Yeah, someone has a fear. This Murphy Law marathon, someone's afraid. When everything that can go wrong does, one thing after another, a domino effect. So someone has a fear that when one thing goes wrong, or when one thing happens, that this is just going to, it instantly sends their mind in the wrong direction. But it doesn't have to be that way. I feel like whatever this is, you have more control of this. So if that's something that you've been thinking because of the energy that you've been sipping on, and when I say food, I'm talking about what you're intaking, who you're listening to, what you're listening to, what you're saying to yourself, the thoughts that you're thinking. What kind of, what are you intaking? What are you listening to? What are you watching on TV? What is hitting you emotionally and mentally? Whatever you're feeding on, That's coloring your reality. And you can put down the cup. You can change the channel. You can turn that off. You can put the phone down. You can stop scrolling. You can turn that video off. Like somebody is doing something to themselves. You know very well this isn't good for you. You can stop thinking that thought. You can. A belief is just a thought you keep thinking. So you can stop thinking it if you want to, and then see what life gives you or what actually happens. You can let go of the bias and make more room for the universe and God to surprise you, to surprise yourself. You can let the limit off of yourself. You could take the bar out of your life. You could remove the globe. You could remove the glass ceiling off of your own life. Somebody, you have more power than you're allowing yourself. You have more power over the situation. You have more power over yourself. There is always a way to find a space. If you got two legs, thank God that you have two legs that work for you. But if you do, there is always a space that you can find to release your feelings. There is always a space where you can have to talk to God, to connect with the universe, to connect with earth, to ground yourself, to get in tune and in touch with just you and your body. Because I do understand time periods where you do not have privacy and you're in a situation where you don't have your own room or you don't have your own house. You always feel like somebody's there, someone's watching, someone's listening, someone needs you. But you can carve out that time. There is always time. You have to make it. And I'm getting that you can. And for some of you, you might need to, there's some hobby or something that you do here that could be that time. Maybe the scroll time, or the time you make that video, the time you watch that one show. Like, you could make the time. Somebody needs that time alone, or that time to sit with their own thoughts and their mind. It would take them out of autopilot and get them back in their body, so that they're operating in their truth, not just connected to a wavelength. What's laddering? Guidance, illumination, and hope. I deserve it. Bad bitch blessings. You think you're worthy even if others don't think you are, and you'll get it because you know you deserve it. Just keep the lights on. You are who you are. You know what you know. And for some of you, like I said, you could be that one person. You are being real. You are being authentic. And just because everybody around you seems to be going the opposite direction doesn't mean that you need to. You may be that one black sheep. You ever seen those pictures or those memes where it's all these sheep and they're all listening and they're all doing this one thing, and there's that one black sheep that's doing something different? There's a lot of them where you'll start to see that other people start to trickle off too, because they wake up because that one person chose to do something differently. I don't know why this one always comes to mind, but with lights, thank God. What was his name? Thomas Edison. Thank God for him. Because everybody else was like, oh, thank you, God, for the sunlight that we get. And, we'll make the best of it in our tents and in our, homes. We'll light up with fire and hope that the kids don't knock it over. We're okay with that. Thank God that somebody was like, yeah, no. I think I'm going to go this other way. They say it can't be done, but I'm pretty sure we can figure out a way to get some safe lights going on in these houses. Everything that was not a thing that is now a thing, people jump on the bandwagon, or people jump on that wavelength. People jump onto that cycle. Okay, just like tarot, somebody jumps on it, but it was done first. Somebody had to go against the grain, do something different. Somebody had to do it. So in this particular situation, I'm getting that person may be you, whoever I'm talking to, is you. What you're doing, it works. So you just have to keep doing it. And even if nobody else is doing it on the side of you, you need to be your own confirmation. You need to be your own validation. And eventually you're going to attract others who are of the like mind. And they're just going to reconfirm what you've already confirmed for yourself. But somebody, you could be holding yourself back from what you deserve. You could be holding yourself back from your blessings because you're waiting on someone else. I was getting that. Waiting on someone else to confirm something for you. Someone else to solidify this for you. Or you could just be that for yourself. In fact, you'll never find yourself really waiting again. You'll never find yourself feeling like victimized or alone or just broken or without answers or abandoned. You'll never feel that way again when you learn to look within. When you learn to be your own reflection. Be the person you want to see. Be the change you want to see. It sounds, cliche, but it's the truth. It's the truth. I don't hear any lies. I hear some areas where I definitely can put in some work, but I don't hear any lies here. It's the truth. My voice is changing because I feel like life has given me so much evidence of all of these things over and over and over and over. And it just seems crazy. It can make you feel stupid for not just learning the fucking lesson 10 years ago, 20 years ago, 30 years ago. But you can do it now. And if you have children, just always know for your bloodline. Well, maybe you didn't get it at 10, but they will. They will. If you get it now, I guarantee they will. So it's still a way to turn this around. Still a way to make this better for yourself now and for your offspring. All right, yeah, but spilling the beans, revealing secrets, cats out of the bag. Okay, somebody's untrustworthy. Somebody that you were waiting for or waiting on, or someone you slow down for, or someone you try to bend or yield to, someone you try to give the benefit of the doubt to, this person that you already know. You can't trust them. You can't trust them. You can trust them as far as you can see them. You can trust them to give you what you give them. You can trust that they will operate a certain way because you've experienced the same thing with them day after day after day, month after month, year after year. There's something here where you know more than you're allowing yourself to know. So it doesn't have to be the worst case scenario. The best case scenario is probably somewhere in between. But there is a truth or a clarity about whoever you're dealing with that you are trying to hide from yourself, and it's come out already. So if this is what you're waiting for, why are you waiting? That door should be closed. It should have been closed. And for some of you, this is somebody who's convincing you to not even take action. Like you're allowing somebody that you don't trust to keep you from moving forward. This may be somebody that isn't moving forward. This is someone who's not doing what you think that they should do, and then you're allowing them to convince you that you shouldn't do what you know you should do. Something about that don't sound right. For some of you, you also know that the person who is holding you back, or the person that makes you feel like you shouldn't do this or shouldn't do that, the person you're listening to is actually the person that is jealous of you or envious of you. So why are you still listening again? Fake friend. I just heard that. Fake friend, and you know this. We have the cleanse, detox, ridding negativity, and purification. So for some of you, you're doing this already. You're tired of this person. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Anything you want, anything you need, you know I got you. I'm the one. But they are so fake and phony, and you know this already. And it's not just not good for you, but you can see the effect it's having on them too. It ain't good for them either. Something is so fake and phony, and it ain't good for neither one of you. It's not healthy. It's not healthy. And you know it. The fake and the phony is what's not healthy. The connection itself, you can make it healthy. Honesty is healthy. Even if you can't be nice, you can be honest. When you're done, or when you're mad, or when you don't want to hear it, you definitely can close the door on somebody, or you can close the door on a situation, or you can hang up the phone, disconnect. You really can. So if someone's convincing you not to, oh, you don't want to close me out. No, you don't want to hang up, but you know that you should. You know that it would not only be good for you, but it would be good for that person and maybe somebody else that you're connected to. Like, if it's going to be of value to you, then you got to do what you got to do. This maybe, look, I have love bombing. It's somebody who really likes you too, or at least they try to. They want to. But there is something going on in the situation currently. Like I said, someone is not operating as their true self. Someone is not really being who they want to be, or they're not being their authenticity. So who you want them to be, what you're looking for from them, is not what you're getting. And it is okay to disconnect. Them love bombing is just like them trying to get you to buy what they're selling themselves. But what they're selling themselves is toxic. It's not good. It's outdated, expired food. It's not good. So this may be a situation here where I feel like you're doing it to yourself because you're trying to accept what someone's offering you when you know that there's really no truth to it. Especially if this is love bombing. Someone continues to try to convince you that they love you, but you don't feel it. You may even feel as if this person is using you for ulterior motives. Now, that could be the fear, and that could be what's getting you here. But disconnecting would eliminate that fear, because either they're still going to genuinely be there, they're still going to genuinely do what they're supposed to, or you're going to be shown that it's all you. So if this is like in a relationship, you could be afraid. You could be afraid that if you let go, or that if you disconnect, that what you're going to get is going to be so much worse. And maybe it's because you've had that happen before. You have a fear of your past happening again. And I just heard from Spirit, for you though, in this particular situation, what you're sipping on is the past. But who are you currently? Because if you're already being the change you want to see, then when you let go, the only thing you're going to get is your authenticity. Their authenticity, as much as they can offer you, because that's what you're offering. So something could be better. If you're better than you were the last time you went through this situation, likely that's going to be better. But someone's trying to hold on, or they're holding on to these fears, or they're pretending that something is good when it isn't. And that's just creating a fabricated temporary scenario, but it's not really getting better. It's not real. And letting go helps you to see the truth, not just your fear, evidence of what you're fearing, because that's what you're focused on, or evidence of what you're hoping, because that's what you're focused on. If you let go, what you get to see is what is reality. It's a lot of people that don't live in the present moment. They're living in their minds. And their minds are trapped in the past, or they're racing toward the future. All right, we have bye Felicia, peacing out, thank you next, leaving and not caring. So there is a connection here where the light for you is that this is somebody you have to disconnect from. It may be someone that you care about, but it's definitely a situation where you have to let go emotionally. And maybe that's temporary. Maybe it's temporary. I don't know. But this person is not able to give you what you feel like you deserve, or what you want, or what you are needing from them. What you think you need from them is something you could give to yourself. But if you're looking at them to give it to you, it's not helping. It's just keeping you stuck. So if you could give it to yourself, just like the confirmation, verification, the confidence, the love, the support, the kindness, the attention, the effort. Like, if you're waiting for this person to do it and they're not operating or doing what you want them to do, then you need to disconnect so that you can do it for yourself. Or you can give them the opportunity to do what they can do and maybe even show you better. But somebody is holding on or trying to control the dynamics of a situation, and it's coming off out of, or it's happening out of fear or out of ego. So I feel like you are letting go, or this is how this cycle closes out. But you do have a choice. Because for some of you, this is a situation where you do let go, but then as soon as something goes wrong, you get fearful and you reattach. Like you choose control again. 10:10 was on the clock. So control could be what's holding you back. Letting go of control is what allows the light to flow through. It allows the things that you need to see to be revealed to you. It allows room and time for authenticity to be seen and for you to make an objective decision that's based on wisdom and experience going forward, so that you get what you're worthy of. Because there is something that's waiting on the other side of you. And for some of you, with the spilling the beans, you already know what it is. You've seen it. You've seen it, you felt it, you sense it. So, nothing's stopping you from getting, if you see what you want to see in your reflection, nothing's stopping you from having this consistently except you. If you get it one time, you can have it for a lifetime. So somebody is fearful of something, or I can, or I don't know, or it's not possible, but you've already done it. What do you mean it's not possible? Oh, it could never happen. Okay, if you say so. But again, letting go and having the confidence and the stability to just be okay, even if it wasn't. Not letting go of what you want, just allowing what you want to want you. To me, I'm getting, it only gets better. That's the light at the end of the tunnel. For some of you, it will mean letting go completely and saying goodbye to someone. And for others, this is somebody who will return to you better, or at least like a reflection of you. Their authenticity, their truth. Not the fake, phony love bombing or victim whiny, I can't do, and I'm so scared and I'm so lost and all of this. If that's what you're getting, a lot of victim energy or a lot of fake, phony smiles or a lot of love bombing when it's not really what it is, then it's probably because you are not owning up to some kind of truth and you're not letting the truth be revealed to you. Maybe you don't want to see it. Maybe it's displeasing to you. You wish it could be better. And for some of you, your hope is what is holding you back. Your hope and desire for something better that you don't see yet. You're just holding it where it is instead of allowing it to unfold naturally so that it can get better. You're keeping it where it is, because of you holding on to what you see that you don't like or what you're afraid of. You're holding on to your fears. So that's somebody, you're keeping your reality stuck, or you're keeping a situation or a connection stuck. You're keeping it stuck. Okay. All right, last we're going to get tarot and then we're done. What is it? Slavery? Because I'm swing low. That's the song I'm hearing. Sweet chariot, coming forth to carry me home. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming forth to carry me home. Oh, okay. Emotions. Yeah, you can become a slave to your emotions if you don't gain control of them. And when you get an exodus from your emotions, it is like a chariot coming to get you, to guide you through. It's the GPS is your heart. That's the key to getting the chariot started. Each individual has their own chariot. So for somebody else, if you're waiting on somebody else, you do not have to. If you're convincing yourself that they are the key and they're the only way that this thing can get going, that's not true. Because you have a key too. It's your heart. You have to open it. And it'll take you right home where you belong. And then that's when everything gets better. That's your universe. It's your world. We all are out here in our own universes. The multiverse. If you're not in your own, you're in somebody else's. Okay, we got the Seven of Wands. If you're not in your own, somebody needs to be. That's how you protect your energy. That's how you stand in your power. That's how you control things. That's how you get the situations and the outcomes that you really want. You need to stay there. You may have people who know this about you and they want to pull you out. The only reason they want to do that is because they think you have some kind of power, ability that they don't have access to, and it's just not the truth. Truth is, you do this work, they can do it too. If they want what you have, they have to do what you do. Some people are afraid to give you your pat on the back. They don't want you to be right. Imitation is the sincerest form of flattery, but your ego can get in the way of you imitating someone that you didn't want to be able to do it. So you're holding yourself back because what it is that you want is what they've got or how they did it. But it's the way you got to do it too. We got Nine of Pentacles. Independence is very important here. I think this is about people clearing their energy, releasing these cords and these ties and these attachments, because you can love without attachment. Attachment is just another form of control. It has to go this way. It needs to, or else, oh my God. And that's not your personal truth, because you've done it before. For whatever situation this is that's coming up on the table, this is one you've already overcome. You already faced the fear that you would lose, or you would lose this, and then you lost it. It happened. Your worst fear already happened. So you've already conquered it. You've already survived. Now all you have to do is continuously apply that experience and wisdom, and whatever it is that you want will resurface in your life, whether it's in a different person, a different body. It'll still be the energy or the specifics of what you needed. That's what the universe will provide for you. Someone isn't allowing that to happen because they're not letting go. Six of Wands in reverse. Someone's losing favor. And I think it's the person that's pretending. The person that's pretending the most is losing favor. That's why though. Because they're not being real. So this may be somebody who has the fear of abandonment, or I heard pick me, like someone could have some kind of deep-seated insecurity, or it's a wound of feeling like someone was chosen over them before or something like that. But I'm getting, in whatever particular situation this is, the reason that someone else was picked, or the reason that that happened to you, is because either that person wasn't honoring their truth, they weren't in their authenticity, or you weren't. So authenticity was the key. For somebody, the person who left or the person who did whatever they did, that was so that they could be their authenticity. But you letting them go and you still moving forward in your truth was your authenticity. And that's what you chose not to do. That's what you let go of. They may have moved into their authenticity, but you didn't. Yeah, we have the Hermit. Time alone. Solitude is where you re-embrace that light. And where you re-embrace your truth, knowing that you deserve whatever it is that you're asking for, having the wisdom to find it, and to let go of the things that you don't control, to control the things that you can, and to let go of the things that you can't, or have the wisdom and knowledge to know when to let go, something like that. That's the prayer of serenity, or serenity prayer. I gotta look that up and learn that, because I like the saying, but it's come up before in the reading, and I feel like somebody, you need to get back there. That's where your peace really is, and it's not just your peace, but it's your power too. And before you get there, there is somebody that you literally have to peace out to. And when I say that, I mean you're disconnecting, but not like fuck you, not like, it's no attachment, no emotional attachment whatsoever. It is peace be with you. Live, let live. You know, if anything, I would rather hear I don't give a fuck than fuck you. I don't give a fuck anymore. Because that leaves the door open to everything that is good for you. Even this person, if you you don't really know their truth, so you can't say that you really want to close the door. This is somebody you really don't want to close the door to, but right now they're not good for you, you know, in such a way. If you are having trouble letting go of something in order to embrace yourself, you don't have to give them the fuck you. You can just give them the I don't care. Give them peace. Give them peace. And in giving them peace, you give yourself peace. The release is your peace. All right, y'all. That's my time. Look, and then what's next? 3 of Wands. You move forward. Again, you move forward toward what you want to. I'm telling you, for some of you, it's already out there. You already see it, or you already know your way to it. You're literally this close. You're already ready. Your bag's already packed. You're already there, pretty much. But your last step, the last thing you need to do is let go. And I'm getting to, I just want to give this because this is good to hear. But sometimes when you let go, or if someone else is the person that's letting go, you have the tendency to fall forward with them, and you really want to fall back. Don't be afraid to fall back into your feelings. That's the benefit of doing the emotional work first. So before you make a decision, before you let go, before you can I get a kiss? Like something like that. Like before you detach, before you walk away, before you say, you know, I'm done with that, or I don't care, or I want to go. Before you do that, figure out how you feel, why you feel that way. Heal your feelings by learning to accept what you can change, accept how you feel, and let go of what you can't. But before you do that emotional work, so that when somebody else, if it's someone else that makes that move on you first, you'll be able to fall back into your feelings, back into your truth, and it won't overtake you. You'll at least be at peace. You'll be at peace. Okay, you'll have that serenity that I was talking about, that clarity, and you'll still be in alignment. So things are still going to go well for you. But for some of you, you're holding on to that, whatever this is, you're holding on so tightly that person is going to let go at some point. And it's going to cause an issue for you, but it doesn't have to. All right, y'all, that's my time for real, for real. So in case I did not see you in this live, this is me and mine blowing you kisses, waving, and saying good afternoon, good evening, and good night.